Hello, and welcome to Virtual Investor Conferences. On behalf of OTC Markets, we're very pleased you joined us for our AI and Technology Conference. Our next presenter is Jim Barrett, Chief Executive Officer of Edge Total Intelligence, which trades on the OTCQB venture market under the symbol UNFYF and on the TSXV under the symbol CTRL. Welcome back, Jim.
John, thank you. It is a pleasure to be here, and you saved me a minute there on the intros. You know where to find us. All right. Again, I'm Jim Barrett. I'm the CEO of Edge Total Intelligence. So what is it? What do we do? We're a software company that specializes in delivering rapid solutions around data that lower operating costs. We primarily work with large commercial organizations, government organizations, and global systems integrators. We're in a market that's rapidly growing, digital twin marketplace. The cap table that we have here is very tightly held, probably 85%. And in the marketplace we work, we are recognized by the largest independent third-party analyst firm called Gartner. What are we doing? Why are people using us? So if you think of your life today, right, everybody has too much information. You're not saying if I had more information, my life would be easier, I could do better things. You're saying if I had information that was relevant to me, how can I use that to make better choices? Now, if you can imagine, there are organizations that have hundreds and thousands of information sources. They have hundreds of thousands of people, and everybody's trying to do the best they can and be efficient and make choices and lower costs. But at the end of the day, you have so much information that it's difficult to do that. The very problem that Edge is solving is we are tying all your information together. We are integrated it in one place, and it is information you can act on to make decisions. We like to say we allow people to make we put the right information to the right people at the right time so they can act on it. Who are the people that use our product? Again, three sectors here: government, enterprises, and systems integrators. But what makes them up? So government, of course, pretty self-explanatory. Large public sector organizations. These are civilian agencies or defense agencies. To give you an idea, the company Edge, its roots are in the top secret and intel space. That's where we come from. We have a data solution that doesn't store any information. And what we like to say is if we're secure enough for the NSA, we're secure enough for you. The next sector we work in is enterprise. These are large commercial organizations. You might know them as Fortune 1000, Fortune 500. Again, these organizations have thousands of applications. They're trying to tie information and make choices. And systems integrators. Systems integrators are service providers that work with government agencies and enterprises. They are providing traditional information technology or consulting services to these organizations. Common name for a systems integrator, a name of one is IBM, Northrop, Lockheed, Ernst & Young, and these are some of the people that we're working with. So those three sectors: government, enterprise, systems integrator. Now, government, here's an example of a use of our product by one of our clients. We have been a direct awardee, a recipient of what is called the JADC2 contract. JADC2 is basically, we're allowing joint all-domain command and control, but what that in layman's terms is, you're allowing multiple branches of the military to combine real-time information together to allow warfighters to make better decisions more quickly, more accurately. This is unique because if you look at the other people that were awarded these contracts, You know, the company that we're keeping, there was probably 20 awardees of this, and they are companies like Palantir, Lockheed Martin, General Dynamics, Leidos, household names, and Edge. But again, it's all providing information to the right people at the right time so they can make decisions. Enterprise. Here's an example of a billion-dollar company, 5,000 employees, 23 business units. You can imagine they have a lot of information. They're trying to make decisions. They're trying to run their organizations efficiently. Essentially, what we did here is we're tying all their data together. They can have complete real-time visibility into all their 23 business units, all functions within those business units. We reduced the time to provide these solutions by 90%. So their cost to receive information has been greatly reduced, and our solution paid for itself 3 times over in the first 12 months. This client is what started us with our Gartner mentions that I'll talk about in a second. Systems integrators are the other segment we work in. So again, systems integrators are companies like IBM, Lockheed Martin, Leidos, Ernst & Young. But what they're focused on these days is you got to provide value quickly. Clients are only interested in outcomes. I'm sure if anyone reads the news, they're going to see that there's been quite a bit of stress on this industry. But that's the very reason that Edge helps them. We can help them deliver predictable outcomes very quickly in a known cost, known timeline, and known outcome. As I mentioned at the beginning, everybody wants to know what's your cap structure look like. The public float probably only represents 15% between management, institutions, high net worth, family offices. Between those two groups, we control about 85% of the overall shares. Who's here? Who's at Edge? It's myself and other leaders throughout the industry. We've worked together for some period of time. They all have previous experience building companies and having successful exits of those companies. All of these people have been there and done it. They have small company practicality and big company best practices. Board of directors, primarily independent board. They are all industry professionals that service the verticals that we work in. Every person here has experience in enterprise, systems integration, and government. Next, our advisory council. Again, we're trying to support our 3 market segments. Everyone here is a leader in their individual verticals. They support us in those 3 market segments again. So what do we have today? Edge is a software company that's poised for growth. We're in a fast-growing marketplace. We have an 85% gross margin product. We're recognized by the leading industry analyst for technology. Gartner had recognized us across the board annually. And we have a tightly held cap structure. That is the end of the presentation. Do we have any questions?
Yeah, Jim, we definitely have some questions rolling in, and wanted to kick it off. And why focus on government? Why focus so much on that market?
Yeah, thank you for asking. So look at the news today, right? The old way of doing business was bill a lot of people per hour, don't necessarily deliver an outcome, do enough to get another contract. But every conversation I have with members of the new administration are focused on outcomes, fixed cost, known timeline, known outcome. And everything you see is leading to these not only direct with us, but also our system integrator partners need help in delivering fast, predictable outcomes. And that's why we're interested in that space.
Great, Jim. What do you see as the greatest opportunity going forward? Is it government, or are there other things?
To me, it's between systems integrator and government, right? They're both facing the same problem. They need to have predictable outcomes. It needs to be value quickly, and we got to get measurable results rather than just continue to bill and not deliver things. And the client is the government, and the service provider is systems integrator, and we can help both of those achieve that goal.
Great. And Jim, can you give us an example of one problem that we solve?
Sure.
Any detail with the client? Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. In one of these slides that I went through earlier, let's see here. So if you look at companies grows by M&A activity, here's a company that you have tons of data sources. You want to know how to get to, what is going on with HR, finance, unbilled, billed revenue, all these various metrics that matter to you. Without us, you're going into a very risky situation, right? Without a off-the-shelf solution. The traditional people trying to solve this are consulting firms, Deloitte, Booz Allen, et cetera. And if you look at these transformation projects, they have less than 50% success rates. What we're able to say is, we're going to deliver value within 90 days, and we can help, whether you're a systems integrator or a direct client, tie information together that's relevant to you and get to value very quickly. That's a very unique thing we do. We don't store this information. We do it fast. We do it predictably.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Jim. And you showed a lot of SIs, some of them very large, IBM, others boutique. What's key to being able to attract so many of these SIs to Edge Total Intelligence?
Sure. Being flexible, right? Being flexible, and the fact that the systems integrators have to solve these problems for themselves and for their clients, right? I think that, I know that we can help. We're in conversations with many of these to provide a white label type solution where they can brand it as their own and solve the problems for clients quickly. I am not aware of another product that can do that as quickly and be as flexible for these clients. We're easy to do business with, and we're in a space where there's more pressure coming on the systems integrators. I hope I answered that question clearly.
I think that was clear, Jim. Do you think that plays into, is that something that sets us apart from other digital twin solutions out there? What makes Edge Total Intelligence distinctive?
Yeah, it's exactly. I would say, your I'm going to talk about our competitors. I'll talk about how we're different, and I'll do it pretty quick. Like anybody, your competitors can be do nothing, build it yourself, try to build it yourself, or pay a third party. A recent competitor that's brought up is Palantir. We're considered an alternative to Palantir recently. But the idea being all these solutions, if you look at anybody trying to integrate data, present it that you can act on, I'm not aware of people doing those projects in less than 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, prices from $50 million, $75 million, $100 million, and with a success rate of less than 50%. I'm able to say, spend a portion of that, very small portion of that. We'll tie in this information very quickly, and you'll know what you're getting in near real time. 90 days is nothing, and we can show value very quickly for these clients. That's how I think I'm answering the competition and how I think we're different.
Great. Across the three segments, how does the revenue distribute across those three? Government, enterprise.
I would say government's 50%, and enterprise and systems integrator are the other 25 each. It's nearly broken out like that. When we came in, it was nearly 100% government. So we're trying to expand a little more into beyond that public sector area.
Great. So there's a follow-up here for government procurement. How has the government procurement changed this year that benefits Edge? Seems the large incumbents are are being challenged to justify their existing businesses with the government.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, right? Like I know of probably 5 different opportunities that we're participating with some of these systems integrator. Our product is embedded to the offering in the bid, right? What I am seeing now is the old way would be, we need 1,000 people, we need 5 years, we need all these products, and we hope that it'll work. Where now what we're able to do is say, we're going to provide this solution. We will deliver it within 120 days. We'll continue to iterate on it, and we need funds to do the iterations. Prior to this, the approach would have been exactly as I said. I need 1,000 people for 3 years, and then your goal after year 1 is to get 1,500 or 2,000 people. That has completely changed, and we can very much play in that space.
Very good, Jim. And this one's a little bit technical, and we could follow it up later. But the question is, you import data into digital twin. How are you able to extract the information? Is the data formatted and then transferred into Gen AI or a large language module or something like that? But I think you've got a distinctive answer that as to what we do with data that's different from everybody else.
Yeah. So without getting too technical, we have probably 250 different data integrations built. So we can connect. You have something that requires integration, a data source, and these data sources can be things like SAP, PeopleSoft, ServiceNow, Workday, Splunk, Palantir, etc., or databases. So we can directly connect to them. If we need to convert it to another language, spoken language, we can do that. We can also combine multiple data sources to present and allow you to interact with. Uniquely, we do not store any of this data. And finally, how do we allow AI and ML to assist with better outcomes? To us, these are other integrations, right? So if you need to have, you're an organization and you need to have 5 different AI models analyzed very quickly, we can integrate with all 5. We can allow that query to be posted to all 5 at the same time. You can continue to iterate on the model, and we can allow it to populate if that's so what it needs to do. But the idea being, we can integrate with whether it's data, an application, or an AI engine, allow you to consume it safely and securely, and then act on that information. Did I answer that?
Yeah, Jim, that's great. All right, I've got 2 questions. I'm going to try and bridge them together successfully. Last year, you signed Vation Ventures. How's that going? And I think what ties to it is, how do you plan on creating a sustainable revenue channel and driver?
All right. Well, I appreciate you tying them together. So Vation Ventures is running our panel program, and our channel program, and they introduce us. They, as a business, they work with all different systems integration firms. So they have, hundreds of people that they're doing business with. They can pair us with people that are a fit for us and have the need for our capability. We will be making further announcements on that going forward. I can't get into great detail, but we'll be announcing some of those partnerships in the near term, and we'll continue to work on those. Our sustaining revenue model really is exactly leading to that question. We want to use partners to do that because, we want to focus on building the best product, and we want to allow our SI partners, like we do direct transaction, but supporting an SI system integrator infrastructure to sell, I think really makes sense because they're the trusted advisors to a lot of the government and enterprise clients.
That's great, Jim. We have some technical questions. We'll follow up with those folks individually, but those are all the questions that I have. And you want to give closing remarks and tell people how they can contact you.
Sure. Again, let me get to this. So here we are. we got a real product that's used by large companies. We're in a fast-growing space. The people in our organization have done this before, and we'd love to talk to you more. Finally, we have a very tight capital structure. You can reach us at ir@edgeti.com or ir.edgeti.com. And of course, anybody who wants to set up further meetings, you can book a meeting right here. And we'll post this soon. John, I appreciate your time, and I thank everyone for joining today.